Hello Year 2, how are you? And welcome to this week's RE lesson. Now in our RE lesson last week, we looked at one of the Sikh core beliefs. Can anybody remember what that was? Yes, that's right. It was that everybody is considered equal and everybody should be treated equally. We also looked at some of the rights that we have and some of the responsibilities that we have that are linked to those rights. Now, today we're going to be moving on and looking at meditation and in particular why Sikhs meditate. But before we do that, I would like to see how much you can remember from last lesson. So here we have a paragraph that is all to do with what we learned last lesson. And as you can see, there are 4 missing words. So your task is to read the paragraph and see if you can work out what words are missing. Can you fill in the missing gaps? Okay, so pause the video now and have a go at this activity for me. Okay, Year 2, so how did you get on? Were you able to remember the information from last week? Fantastic, well done. So the first one, let's have a look. So Sikhs believe that all human beings should be considered something. Now, last lesson, we learned about the core belief that everybody should be considered equal. So therefore, we need the word equal in this gap. Sikhs believe that all human beings should be considered equal. Okay, the next one. Sikhs something have a priest or an important person that is in charge. Now, do Sikhs have a priest or an important person that is in charge? Well, no, they don't, do they? So therefore, in this gap, we need do not or don't. Sikhs don't have a priest or an important person that is in charge. Remember, everybody is equal. Now, the next one, Guru Angad set up community something where everyone sits together and shares the same food. Now, I've given you a bit of a clue here, so I've used the word food. What did he set up? Yes, that's right. He set up community kitchens where everyone sits together and shares the same food. Everyone sits on. Where does everybody sit in the community kitchens? Yes, that's right. Everyone sits on the floor to show that they are equal. Okay, so even though Guru Angad was wearing very fancy clothes, he still sat on the floor with everybody else to eat in the community kitchen to show that everybody in the community kitchen was equal. Okay, so well done if you are able to remember all of that from last lesson. So now let's move on to our learning for today. So as we said last lesson, all religions have core beliefs, and these beliefs are like rules that people choose to live their lives by. Okay, so Sikhs have the belief that everybody is equal, and therefore they choose to live by that rule, that they must treat everybody equally. Okay, and having the right to be treated equally also comes with the responsibility to treat everybody else equally. So if you're going to be treated equally, you also need to make sure that you are also doing the same to others. Now, as we said last lesson, we learned about the belief that everyone's treated equally, but another core value is that Sikhs should remember God at all times. Now, we learned about something a few weeks ago that helps Sikhs to remember God at all times. I wonder if any of you can remember it. Could you pause the video now and have a little think for me? Okay, Year 2, were you able to remember what it was that helped Sikhs remember God at all times? Well, let's find out. So some of the things that they wear remind them of God at all times. So we've got here the bracelet that we learned about a few weeks ago. Now, can anybody remember what this bracelet is called? Yes, that's right. It's called the Kara. And as the boy told us in the video, it helps them to remember God at all times. And it reminds them that there is no beginning and no end to God. Now, another way in which Sikhs remember God is through meditation. Now, meditation involves focusing your mind on one thing and shutting out your distractions, okay? So ignoring everything else around you. Now, Sikhs are not the only people who meditate. Lots of people meditate because it gives them time to think, okay? It helps them to focus their mind. So for Sikhs, it helps them to focus their mind on God and also helps them to focus their mind on what they are doing, okay? So to really think about their behaviour and to think about them and to focus, as I said, their minds on God. Because in our day-to-day life, it's often very easy to forget to do things when we're very busy. So therefore, they take this time to meditate as it really helps them to think about, as I said, their behaviour and to focus on God. Now, on this page, you can see a picture of some beads. Now, Sikhs often use prayer beads, which are called mala, as you can see on the screen, and they help them to focus during meditation. So to really help them to block out all of their distractions and to really focus their minds on God and how they should be behaving. Okay, so there we go. We've learned a little bit about meditation. Now, if we were in class, we would be doing some meditation activities, and I'm hoping when we return to school, we can have a go at some of these activities, because some of them are quite nice and they'll help us to relax and really focus. Okay, but our activity for today is to think of two places. Now, the first place you need to think of is a place where you do your best thinking. Okay, so a place that you're really able to concentrate, and that would probably be quite a quiet place. And then your second place needs to be a place where you find it quite difficult to think. So there's going to be quite a lot of noise probably in that place. So therefore, you're not really able to concentrate. So for example, a place that I do my best thinking is probably in the classroom when nobody's there, because it's very quiet and I'm able to focus on what I'm doing. But a place where I find it quite difficult to think, when I've been on a train before and I've got work to do, I find it quite hard to focus on the train or on a plane when I'm working, because I can't concentrate, because there's lots of people around me and they're all talking and I can't focus on what I'm doing. Okay, so those would be my two places. Now, once I've thought of those two places, I would then need to draw a picture of each of them. So I draw a picture of the classroom when I'm on my own, and I draw a picture of maybe a busy train. After that, I then write a sentence, a couple of sentences for each place, explaining where the place is and why I find it easy to focus there, maybe for the first one, and why I find it difficult to think there for the second one. So the first one I might put because it's quiet and I'm able to concentrate, and then the second one I put it's difficult to concentrate because there's lots of people talking and moving around you. Okay, so that's your task for today. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing the different places where you think you do your best thinking and the places where you find it quite difficult to think. Okay, so have a lovely rest of your day, Yeti, and I'll see you in our next lesson. Bye.